So default heading of all the HTML.
Yes, it is a default structure of any HTML. So there every HTML version there will be a basic structure. Each version will be different. So today we'll be discussing about what is the basic structure of HTML and how we'll use the HTML. So we have already seen how to create a HTML file, right? So how will create a HTML file? Just by using extension dot HTML. So now here, in this class, we are going to discuss about what in the HTML, what is the basic structure and what each keyword in the structure means here. So if you come with the first one, doc type here. So doc type is nothing but document type. Okay, so it will tell what is this doc type will do is it will help the browser to find out what is the type of the document that the user is accessing in the browser. At the same time, it also tells the which version of that particular HTML we are using. Okay, so if you compare this structure with the previous structures of previous version structure, the doc type will be different. This version doc type will be different. So even though it is a simple keyword, it just mentions the type of the document, and at the same time, it also mentions the version of your HTML you are using currently. Okay, so that is why the doc type will do. So next will be, there will be 3 minimum tags required for any HTML page. Okay, so the 3 are HTML, head and body. So these 3 are the minimum required tags of any HTML page. Without using these 3, we can't create any web page. So if you see here HTML as a basic app, it is a completely the parent app we can call it as. Why? Because the complete head and body is inside my HTML tag only. So within the HTML tag only, as I'm starting with HTML tag, within the HTML tag only, I'm gonna get the head and the body parts. So if you see for the HTML tag, there is an attribute. So the things that we call them, these are called as the attributes. Okay. So attributes is nothing but which will help us to add additional features to our tag or elements. We call them as. Okay. So here there is a attribute name called lang. Lang is nothing but language. En is nothing but why we are using en only. So, for example, if you go with the Amazon website of Chinese, so is it in English or Chinese language? Hmm? Which language it will be? So, which language it is now? It is in Korean, English. Now it is in Korean. So, if you see, is a website will be only in the English language? No. So different countries will use different languages for their web pages. So okay. So each and every web pages, the major e-commerce website that we are using the daily life, like website like Amazon, maybe Flipkart, maybe like what else we have, eBay, maybe Mintra, everything. Each and every website will have their own language websites for each and every country. Why? Because to grab the users more frequently. So if the user know the language very well, so automatically what happens? He'll be able to go to the website easily. So if you go with the Russia, there will be no English or Russian. So the website will be in the Russian language, Chinese language, Korean language, like that. Each and every country will have their own language. Not only about e-commerce websites, whatever the websites they develop in their country, they'll have their own languages. So here in India, why we go with English? Because not all the people can able to understand the Telugu, not all the people can able to understand the Hindi. The medium language that can be understandable by most of the people, literate people, is English. So that is the only reason why we take English as the medium and we'll develop the web pages. So if you go with the Flipkart, we have option of Telugu is there, now Hindi is there, even Tamil also we can convert. What is the why they are making this? Because to grab the more users. If the users know what is the meaning, for suppose I put some checkout page, the Telugu people will not understand. By reading that, he'll understand, okay, this is what I need to check out. This is where I need to put the OTP. This is where I need to give the card details. So this is what the product name. Like that, they can easily understand by reading that in their native language, right? So like that here, as I'm using the English as a medium, so that is the reason why I'm mentioning my language as EM. So if I'm using a Russian, I can go with the RE, RU. If I go with Arabic, AR, like that. Each and every country, Chinese will have CH, like that. Each and every country will have their own language code. Okay, so here lang is the attribute and EN is the attribute value. Okay, so that is the purpose we go with the language. So next, if you come with the two major parts, one is head and one is body. So this head and body are the two important parts that we needed for any HTML page. Okay, so how this head and body will be working is, for example, if you take a car as an example. Okay, so if you take a car as an example, చెప్పండి అయిపోతుంది ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ లో హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ అప్పుడు తీసుకుంటారండి నేను తీసుకోవాలి అట్లయితే కంటిన్యూ నేను ఇక్కడే కంటిన్యూ చేస్తా అట్లేదు నో 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 సరే అయిపోయినాక ఇస్తాయి క్లాస్ అయిపోతుంది హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ లో అయిపోతుంది మా స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎప్పుడు ఓకే అంటే అప్పుడు క్లోజ్ చేస్తాం
We just started.
Okay. So take a car as an example. Okay. So what is the part that you can everybody can see when you're driving a car in the road? The exterior part is the only thing that anybody can see. So nobody knows what is the horsepower, what is the engine there inside a car. Even if the car is looking very good on the outside, if you go with the inside, it will be Daba only. So yesterday I went to purchase a car to check in the car. I looked for MG Aster. I'm looking for. Then I have seen some Audi. They said like 30 lakhs. Okay, it is looking good Audi. Outside it is like very good. Once I sit in, like seat is going down completely. I'm not able to pull it back. He's telling. Then I understood why they are putting that much less price there. So then again he showed me one of the Mercedes Z6 series. Same thing. So whenever you're expecting something very cheap, definitely the product also will be very cheap. External body will not take much time. Okay, so everything will be internally is needed. So in the same way here, so whatever the website that you are seeing, the complete UI can be handled by the body. The background work, whichever required, like helping, functionality helping maybe. So exterior, external, any parts you want to link to that particular web page, maybe that complete thing can be handled by this head part. Simply to say, head is the background to any web page and body is the foreground to a web page. The user, whatever you type in the body, that is what a user able to see. Whatever you write in the head part, it is just a background work to my body part. Got it? So if you see here, in the head part, there will be some minimum tags that are already given, predefined tags, which are mandatory tags that we need to use for any HTML structure. So in them, first one is the meta tag. Okay. So meta tag is one of the tag which can handle the multiple characteristics. Like sometimes it can be handled for the, I can use it for the SEO purpose. I can use it for the responsive purpose. I can use it for the compatibility purpose. There will be many purposes that a meta tag can do. It simply to say meta is one of the tag which can help me to add the additional multiple features to my HTML page. Okay. So if you go with the first meta tag, they given as char set. So tag will be same, but based on the attributes that you use within that meta tag, that particular element, complete work and behavior can be changed. So if you see here, meta char set is equal to UTF-8. Okay. So A, B, C, D, E, F. These all are alphabets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Numerics. Symbols, pi, star. These are all symbols. So like that, each and everything has categorized with one of the name. So this all the group of these like alphabets, maybe symbols, maybe like numerics, maybe these all are categorized into another we call with one of the name. That is what called as the universal code we call them as. Okay, so that is nothing but UTF-8. Char set is nothing but character set. So what is this UTF-8 is? So basically, whatever in the daily life we are using the keywords, maybe language, maybe science, maybe everything. This falls under one of the universal code. Okay, so if you go with the algorithm which is not readable by the human, those will come under another characteristic code which is UTF-19. So like that. So here, whatever the characteristics that we are using in the HTML, like alphabets, numeric symbols, everything, that all comes under the universal characteristic code of UTF-8. So that is what I'm mentioning there. I'm mentioning like meta code character set is equal to UTF-8, nothing but universal code it is. Okay. So next one will be universal at HTTP equivalent tag, we call it as. Okay. For example, if you see, take WhatsApp as an example. So I can use the WhatsApp in the Geo keypad mobile. I can use the WhatsApp in the touch mobile. I can use in the desktop also. But what is the difference between these three? So I can't use all the three in the same way. In the keypad mobile, I can't do a video call. I can't do a put a status, and I can't. What else I can't do? I can't do many things. But if you go with the touch mobile, each and every feature you can access. But if you come with the laptop or a MacBook, anything, Windows, you can't access all the features. Like you can't put a video call now, it is the feature is there, but you can't delete a status, you can't put a new status, or else you can't upload photos. And these options are not there in the Windows. So day by day, the updates are getting increasing. So in the same way, so here, what is the main purpose? Even though it is not supporting all the features, why they are making the WhatsApp to work in the desktop? Because even though it is not working all the features, okay, we have to make it compatible with the particular device for the users facility, right? So in the same way, HTML will be compatible by all the browsers. All the browsers will support the HTML, but not all the features. There is a difference between supporting all the features and not simply to say supporting the HTML and supporting all the features of HTML. There is a difference, right? That means, so I'm just supporting HTML completely, not completely. I'm just supporting the HTML to work in my browser, but not all the features. For example, to take an example of a student, I have the privilege to talk to you, I have the privilege to scold you, but there is a limit for it. So I can't cross my limit and I can go beyond to that, right? Because there is a, even though you are giving the privilege of, there is a limit for everything. In the same way, the browsers like Internet Edge maybe, like what else we have, Mozilla Firefox maybe, Google Chrome maybe, Opera maybe, Dolphin browser maybe, any browser it may be. So all the browsers supports the HTML, but not all the features of the HTML. So to make the one of the browser is Internet Edge. Internet Edge will support the HTML, but not all the features. Mostly the advanced features not at all support by the Internet Edge. That too, if you go with the old Internet Explorer, it will not support the even most of the features of the HTML, even though it supports the HTML. So to make it compatible with the browser, so that is where this meta tag again helping us. So that's what I told you. Meta tag even help us to do the compatibility also. So this is what we call as a cross-browser compatibility. We call it as. So what is mean by this cross-browser compatibility is when some feature is not getting supported by any of the browser, we have some attributes, we have some classes, we have some tags, which will help us to make the feature supportable in that particular browser. So this line, if you see HTTP equivalent is equal to XUA compatible, that is the value. So they given like content for which browser, IE is equal to Edge. So this is the line which will help me to make the all the HTML features supportable to the which one? Internet Edge. So like that, each and every browser, if you feel that any of the advanced feature is not working, you can access by using their particular browser compatibility code. You can give the support to that particular browser in any device. Got it? So that is what my this HTTP equivalent meta tag is going to help me. Got it? So next one, as I told you, the major advantage that we got in the latest version of HTML is responsiveness. That means creating a one page, based on that one page only, based on the device, the layout will change. So how we are changing? For example, we just imagine if I want to, how many ways I can check it. For example, I'm viewing my Flipkart web page in the mobile. So how can you tell that I'm viewing in only in the mobile? By basing on which one you can tell?
The how the contents are being seen in the screen.
If you want to see make that visible of the screen, first you need to know some medium. Okay, width, as you said. So based on the width only, I can change the layout, right? So that is what the main medium of any responsiveness. Okay. not only any one of the medium, it is the main medium. Okay. So if you see here, what is this viewport meta tag will do is, so basically how this responsiveness will work usually is, so whenever a user access any web page, definitely that screen will have a fixed width. Okay, height will be different because even though your screen has height is 6.5 inches, the scroll will be continuing. That means the screen width is infinite. You can't tell the height, but you can tell the width because it is a fixed width. Okay, so like it is a 300 px, 500 px, 700 px, 1366, like that. Okay, so now if you see based on that width only, we have to deal with the responsiveness. Like for example, if it is width of 1300 px, I can put 4 cards side by side. If it is a 600 px, so where is 1300 px and where is 600? Half of it, less than half. So I need to reduce it to 2 cards. So if it is 300 px, only 1 card. So as the width increases, the space increases so that I can increase the elements in a single row. As the width decreases, I need to reduce the elements automatically. So that is what the basic key role of the responsiveness. So to do that, first we need to find the width of that particular device. So how we will find the width of the device? So that is where my viewport meta tag will be help me. So name is viewport. If you see here, they given like width is equal to device width and initial scale is equal to 1.0. For example, if I told you to measure to BTM, what you will, from where you will measure? If I just give you an endpoint, you can't measure anything. But you must have to know the starting point, whether you need to start from the Bombalali or whether you need to start from the Martali or from Team Factory. What is the starting point and what is the end point? You must have should have to know, right? So that is why initial scale 1.0 means 0.1.0 pixel of your screen starting point edge. Okay. So that is what my viewport meta tag will be do. So there will be interview questions like, what is the tag that will help you to convert a normal page into a responsive web page, or which is a tag which helpful for you to convert a use it to make a page responsive? That is nothing but viewport meta tag. Okay, so it is one of the, if you don't mention this viewport meta tag, you are going to face the responsive issues. You can't make any page as a responsive one. So even though you use any frameworks, you must not have to use this viewport meta tag. Got it? So that is how you can make any page responsive. So these are the some of the important and the fixed tags that we need to mention in any structure of HTML file. So wherever you create any HTML file, these three tags are, this is the structure is mandatory. First one is doc type, second one is meta tag character set, third one is meta tag HTTP equivalent, fourth one is meta tag viewport. Okay. So next title. Title is nothing but title to your web page. For example, every web page will have their own title. For if you go with the Amazon, so what is the title they given? Amazon.com. So if you want to change it to my name, so let me inspect it. So let me go directly to the head part because title will be there in the head only, right? So if you see how many tags they given here, styles, script. So, but where is the title? Let me search title. Yeah, here if you see what they given, Amazon.com. So if I just edit like Manoj Kumar, what is the website name now? So it is a Manoj Kumar. So it is of these are changes will called as client side changes. So the complete Amazon code I can get easily, apart from functionality. Most of the front end functionality I can get, but from back end data I can't get it. Why? Because front end will be always very less secure. I can manipulate easily. So that is why always these titles and data will be come from dynamically. For example, if I replace it here, so it should be same for all the time. But once if I reload the web page, again all the changes will be reverted. Why? Because the complete data will be coming from the back end, not from the front end part. Got it? So that is the purpose. We always use the back end to support us with the data because front end can be easily manipulated. Okay. So that is what a title will do. Title is nothing but a name to a particular web page. So whatever the name you wanted to give, that can be handled by a tag called title. Got it? So let me give like HTML introduction. Okay. So let me open it. So if you see here, this is what my HTML page. So if you see in the body, there is so much of content I written, but why it is not visible in the browser? Because it is a commented content. So comment is nothing but which will help us for a developer purpose. It is not for the user purpose. So for example, I am writing 10 sections. If I didn't mention where it is starting and where it is mentioned ending, it will be very hard for a developer to find the starting point and the end point. Okay. Or what is the particular section is created for. So if I put any comments is nothing but the structure of commenting is less than symbol, exclamatory, two dashes, and again ending will be two hyphens and one greater than symbol. In between, whatever you write, it will be a comment only. It will be not visible in the web page. It will be a helpful for the developer purpose. Okay. So, and for example, I have created my HTML. So how to view the output? Okay. So it is depend on if you, the file will be same. The file will be same one file. So if you want to develop, you have to open in the code platform. If you want to view the output, you have to open that same file in the browser. So any browser it may be, Internet Edge may be, like Chrome may be, Mozilla, any browser it may be. If you open that file directly in the browser, it will be output file. If you open that file in any of the like Visual Studio or any code in Notepad++ or Notepad, it will be a code, whatever you type the code that you can view there and you can edit there. So that is how file will be same. Don't even get confused. Every batch, some people are getting this doubt. When you send a file, then just double click it. It will automatically open in the browser. That means you're viewing the output, not the code part. If you want to view the code part, you instead of double clicking, you have to open that file in the any one of the coding platforms. Got it? So that is how I can view any output in my of my HTML file. So now if you see, if I write something here like Manoj Kumar and I give like full stack developer, so Bangalore. So I written like this. So now if you see, I have written something. It is not in a comment. So if I go to the browser, I save the file and if you see here, I got my content or not. But there I have written in line by line, but how it is getting here? In a single line. So that is where the tags will come into the picture. So basically for a HTML page, there are three minimum tags. Those are HTML, head and body. At the same time, for any HTML, there are two backbones. Those are nothing but tags and attributes are the backbones of HTML. So without tags and attributes, we can't do anything in HTML. So what is the purpose of the tags and attribute basically? Okay. So if we just take an example of this only. So now I'm writing like this. So here everything will be same. For example, I want some headings. So if you go with Amazon, is everything will be in the same way. So one is in the big letters, one is in a different color. If it is in different color, it is in different size, it is in different symbol, it is in different language like that. Each one will have the different features, like image is there, different features are there, right? So if you want to update these multiple features, I can't directly access them by using a normal content. Okay, so like this. So that is where tags come into the picture. So what tags will do? This will convert our normal content into a HTML content. So what is the purpose of converting into HTML content? Check now. So if you see here, the same content Manoj Kumar, I cut it and pasted within a tag called H1. So I have pasted here. Now I have put this full stack developer within a tag H2. Okay. So now this Bangalore I have put within a tag H3. So if I save it and if I go to the browser now, so now see what is the difference you can see here. So not only line by line. So what is the size of the first one? What is the size of the second one and third one? You can check the difference, right? So these are called as the heading tags. So H1 is bigger and bold letters. H2 is little smaller and bold letters. H3 is little more smaller and bold letters. Like that I have up to H6. These are called as the heading tags. Okay. So like that in HTML, each and every tag have their own features which are already given. So did I given any font size there? Size I didn't given. Did I given any bond or color? Nothing is given. So who given this? The HTML by default given these features. If you inspect this element, so if you see here H1, so H2, right? You can see already they're given some properties like display block. What is the font size need to be given? So margin, like if you see top and bottom, there is a orange color. So that is nothing but margin. So next, font weight, bold, and nothing but making that letter looking boldly. So these all features are already given by the HTML. So I just use a tag as a medium to get that all features. Got it? So that is the purpose of using HTML. So now, if you say, is it easy or not for me? So if I want to make something look bigger as a heading, I can use a heading tags. If I want to make it look as a paragraph, I can use a paragraph. If I want to make it as a link, I can use a anchor tag. So like that, I can do many things. But just imagine I have purchased a car. Okay. So you take a bike as an example. For the bike, do you think you'll use all the features that are given, only the features that are given by the company? Additionally, you'll put the fog lamps for your security while going in the rain and foggy climate. Additionally, what you will put? You will put the handle knee guards for the style purpose. You can put like seat covers for safety, like that. Additional features you are giving to make it more look beautiful or secure, right? So that is what my attributes will do. Okay. So basically, tags, what it will do, it will give the features to the HTML. Okay, so features to the normal content, it will convert normal content into a HTML content. But what is this attributes will do? Attributes will help us to add additional features to the that particular element. Okay, so if you go with the structure of any tag and attribute here, so so for every tag, this is the basic structure: start tag, close, and what is the content that you want to give in between, you will give, and then end tag. So the tag, starting tag and end tag should be same. If you start with H1, you have to end with H1 only. But only difference is in the ending, you'll put a forward slash. That is the only difference. So this is one of the structures. So there is second type of structure is, so these are called as the general tags. Okay. So general tags. So second one is the end tags. Sorry, these are called unclosed or void tags, we call them as. So void tags, these will have only start tag. Okay. So these are called as void tags. Void tags are unclosed tags. Okay. So this is the second type of tags. So if we go with the third type, so it will have a start tag. At the same time, in the start tag itself, you will have a closing. So like how we see in the end tag. So these are called as the self-closing tags. So these are the three type of tags that I'll get in any of the HTML. So in HTML, I can create any element by using any of the three methods. So if you have to know the difference between a tag and an element. So this only this one thing, it will be called as a tag, but the whole line will be called as one element. So that is the difference. Don't ever get confused. When I say I'm talking about element, it means the whole line. When I say about a tag, it means only particular tag, start tag or end tag, anything it may be. Got it? So this is how you can create any element by using these three tag methods. Okay. So first one is the general method, like you have already seen. Next, void or unclosed and self-closing, you're going to see in the upcoming classes. So this is how you can create any tags. So now how we can add the attributes to it? As I told you, what are the building blocks of HTML? Tags and attributes only, right? So now we have seen what is the purpose and how we will use the tags. Now, how the attributes will be given. So there are different attributes. For width attributes is there, height attribute is there, like for what we say, validations attributes is there, styles attributes is there, different thousands of attributes is there. So based on our requirement, I'll use one attribute. So now if I want to add any styles, additional features, styles I want to add. So additional features in the sense, not only styles, many features will come. But if I want to go with the styles, I want to give some styles to my element. Like for that element, I want to change the color to red color, and I want to get it in the center of my page. These are the two features, additional features I want to give to that particular element. So to give that, these are the style methods. So if I want to use the styles, I have to use the style attribute. Okay. So how I use the attributes is, again, I have, let us go the structure. So if you take this only as a structure, okay. So start tag and end tag will be there, and within the start tag, attributes will be always written only in the start tag only. So space I'll give, and I'll give a attribute name is equal to attribute value. Okay. So this is the structure of writing any attribute. So if you see here, the same method of used or not, if you see meta tag, it is a tag. Okay. Like if you, what type of tag it is, you can consider which type of tag those meta tags are among the three type of tags. I'm asking, what is the tag type? I'm asking. I given names, right? Void or unclosed tags, right? So you can see the example here already. Okay. So if you see here, attribute is given and automatically only attribute value is given. So here character set is the attribute. Here HTTP equivalent is attribute and it is attribute value. And again it is a attribute and it is again attribute value. So you can give how many number of attributes you want, that many number of attributes you can give. There is no limit like I have to put only these many attributes in a particular tag. Not like that. You can put how many number of attributes you require, that many attributes you can put based on your requirement. Okay. So now if you see, I want to use the styles. So I'll go with the style attribute. So there is a one more method of writing attributes. So here, say one value, one heading, one property and one property value I'm writing. But if you want to use the multiple properties under one attribute, like, so if you take style as one attribute, under style, I can get color, border, many values I can get, right? Properties. So in that case, how we can write? So attribute name, and instead of proper attribute value, I can go with property name colon property value semicolon, again property name colon property value. So etc. It is going to expand how many values you want to give, that many properties you can give. So if you go with the example of this, like for this element, we'll write the attributes styles. So style is one of the attribute for writing the styles. So now what is the first property I need to give? Color we wanted. So I'll go with property name of color. Property value will be red. So now after the semicolon, I can write again one more property, right? So what is the property? We want in the center. So for dealing with the alignment, text align is the property. Something is happening. Error వస్తుంది. Text align center, no issues. Okay, so these are the two styles. Now if we style save, these are the two styles that I wanted to get it. So if I save it and if I go to the browser, where is the browser? So usually your changes will not reflect immediately. So but now why they are reflecting immediately? Because I'm using a live server. So when I'm using a live server, as soon as you made the changes, it will reflect. But when you open out of the file, normally if you open this file, like, so what is the file name? HTML introduction, right? See, where is this? What is the file name I give? Introduction.html. Sorry. Yeah. So if you see here, so it is a live server. So if you see, I given some color and everything, it came immediately. Now I'll give the same style to second one. Okay. So the code, again, I'll put a style and I'll give like color as green. So next, text align I'll give as center. Along with I'll make for Italian style, font style, I'll convert it into italic. So now if you save it, if you see here, automatically it is reflected because it is a live server. You can see the URL. It is a live server I run from Visual Studio. but it is the file that I open directly from my system. No changes is reflected. When these changes will reflect. So when I reload that page, when I refresh, so every time you make a change, you try to refresh the page, then only you will get the updated changes. So is it working or not? So this is how you can add styles to your any of the web pages. So this is how you can use the attributes and tags. So that is the reason why, for example, if you see, if I don't have a tags, is it possible for me to create any content in the web page? HTML I can create, but that is useless. So that is why I need HTML tags. So I create the tags. Okay, it has some features by default, but those features are not enough for me to create a good looking web page. So I need to add some additional features. So if I want to add additional features, I need attributes. Without attributes, I can't add any additional features to my HTML page. So that is why attributes also one of the important part. So that is the reason why these tags and attributes are called as the important building blocks of HTML pages. Got it? Is there any doubts?
No.
Is it clear?
మీరు మనోజ్ రాసి మనకి ఫుల్ స్టాక్ అంటారు సార్ అదంతా ఒకటే లైన్ రాయచ్చా బాడీ అప్పుడు మనకు ప్రింట్ అనేది ఒక లైన్ లో వస్తుంది లేకపోతే సెపరేట్ లైన్స్
Single line.
సింగిల్ లైన్
So it will come in a single line. So what is the purpose? See, again, there is a concept of display. Okay. So now if you see H1 is a display block. Block is there is a property called display block inline and all. So which will tell like whether you want to make the line element as in a single full line you want to occupy, or if you want to make the element to occupy only how much space it is required. Like that, there are some properties that we'll discuss in the upcoming classes. So these are the block level elements. So this will occupy, even though if you put only one letter also, it will occupy the whole row. So if you change, there are some other tags which will take only how much space they require. Like if I put all this in a anchor tag, for example, or else span. So it is also one of the tag. Okay. And so when I start with any of the tag, I have to end with the same tag. So I can't use any other tag. Right. So where is it? So previously, one of each and every content is coming in one line, right? But now if you go with the go to the browser, so this is what my output. But if you see the latest output, how these are coming, these all are coming in a particular small size and in a single line. So, and if you check here also, if I reload, see, all are coming in a single line or not? Okay. So like that, based on the tag also, my alignment will change. Okay. So why this alignment will change and what is make it to work, we will discuss in the next session. Okay. So that's what about today's session. And in the next session, we are going to start about the tags. Okay. Category wise, instead of going as a mix of tags, we'll go with the categories. Like there are categories that I'll tell you now only. So check the category wise tags clearly. Okay. So categories of HTML file tags. Okay, so if you go with the first category, these are let's go with the meta tags. Okay, so meta tags is one of the first category. So next one, take void up, unclose the tags. So third one will be text tags. So fourth one will be list tags. So fifth one will be table tags. So sixth one will be image tags. So seventh one will be form tags. So these two tables, forms, method, layouts. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss in the upcoming session. Okay, order wise tag. So I want you to check. There will be a cheat sheet. We call it as HTML5 tags. Cheat sheet in the sense there will be tags. All the tags will be there, and they will mention what each tag will be there. So you try to download any cheat sheet and try to check each and every tag. I'm going to discuss all the tags like this categorized by in the next session. Got it? Is it clear? Okay.
We can use this image in place,
Yes, that is where image tags will come into the picture. Okay. Instead of image tags, we can call it as a multimedia tags. Okay, is it clear? Anybody have any doubts? Okay, we can leave. Thank you.